So all of this has been denailed, and that's going to make a perfect tabletop right there. Cut those split ends off. That's just beautiful. Still got to denail all that, and if I pan over here, I still have to take all those apart, which is not a problem. You can see a lot of those runners. I mean, you can see the size of those things. They still got to be denailed, but all of that's denailed. All of that shiplap type stuff, 1x6, which blew me away that all of that, those are 6 feet long, would be on a pallet. But I got a bunch of that. So I've got my work cut out for me, but that's all part of doing the pallets. I got more on my truck. That's why I got to get everything cleaned up right now. I'm going to throw together a couple of easy, quick sawhorses, because you get a lot of pine runners and stuff that really I'm not going to do much with. I can use those to make sawhorses out of. And not so much sawhorses as much as just I can make stands to make almost like a work table, but I can also use it to put a solid pallet across it and stack all of my clean lumber on it, because I got to load all of that up in the truck and take it all out to the barn now. That coffee can is full of nails already of what I've done so far, and you can see I'm getting another collection of them. This is just from this morning playing around, but that magnetic tray, it's like a lifesaver, because I just, as I pull them, I throw them in there. They don't spill out, they don't roll around, and without a doubt 90% of those nails I could reuse. Now the ones that have the blunt ends are for a purpose, and they blunt the nail ends so that they don't split the wood. So don't think there was something wrong with it. That's intentionally done. I've taken finish nails when I'm doing trim and turn them upside down and hit the point with the hammer, so that it's more of a blunt end when it goes in, and it doesn't have as much tendency to split wood. That's why those are like that. But you see those nice screw shank nails. I mean, those I could build the whole pallet wood cabin with if I wanted to. I've got so many of them. I may do some just for the sake of doing some. But all of that's denailed. I mean, that was one afternoon getting all of that. So it's not hard, it's boring, but I did all of that in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops, and that's with trying to film for you guys. Alright, so I got all those boards clean and up out of the way, everything denailed. So now what I'm going to do is make a couple of I-beam sawhorses, if you will, but what I'm going to use them for, I got a nice long, 6 foot long, 38-inch wide oak pallet over there that I'm going to make these less sawhorses, more like just stands that I can set that pallet on, and I can sort all this stuff I've got denailed. I can stack it up along the wall there, along the fence, and keep everything up off the ground, make it easier to cover until I'm ready to start using it or get it out to the barn. And what I'm going to use are, stuff out of the way, inevitably you wind up with pine. So this will be good for the pine. And these things, I don't know what to do with these things, but these are going to work perfectly. 6.5 inches long, so that's how long my sawhorses are going to be. Do the I-beam thing. That's how wide they'll be. And I've got I got more than two, but I pulled out two of them, of these 10-foot runners that were on a pallet that I'm going to use for the top and bottoms of the I-beams. And then I've got 4 of these pine runners that are 6 feet long that I'm going to cut to use for the legs on it. And this is a real easy, simple thing, to put together. I'll show you how I do it. I'm going to make all my cuts. And like I said, 46.5. So I'm going to cut 4 pieces of 2x4, 46.5 inches long, to nail onto the bottom and to the top of these to form the I-beam. Then I'm going to cut 8 legs, 32 inches long, so it'll sit 32 inches high, out of these. No angles, nothing like that. And I looked in the shed. I don't have any 3-inch screws out here with me, so I'm just going to hook up my air compressor. I'm going to shoot them together. I've got 3-inch coated ring shank nails, and those coated nails will hold this for what I needed to do. So instead of screwing it together, I'm just going to shoot it together with nails. And something quick and easy to throw up against the fence there, put a pallet on it, and I can stack all this stuff very neatly, kind of separate what I have. So when I start doing projects, at least, they're easily accessible. So let me get set up here so I can start cutting, and we'll be back. So out of the 10-foot runners, I've cut my 46.5 that I need for the I-beams. Now I'm just cutting the legs out of the 6-footers that I had, and I'm only making them 32 inches long. So I cut my first one. This becomes my pattern. So I mark it with a key, draw my line. If you're going to be using a pattern board and making a lot of cuts, you want to use the same board, because you're going to have variance. And if you're making 20 or 30 cuts using a pattern, not measuring each time, or you don't have a bump stop set up, then mark your board and always cut to that one. Because over the course of 20 or 30 boards, it's going to grow or shrink, and before you know it, your 32 inches become 32.5 inches. So I'll mark my board. And another thing you have to be cognitive of. Cognitive. One thing you have to be aware of is double check. Make sure you have no nails where you're about to cut, because you sure don't want to hit a nail with this saw. These blades are expensive, and your free sawhorses are no longer free. They can be pretty expensive. And one other thing I'm going to go get. Another thing that you need to be think about, safety glasses. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Nick. My cameraman told me I had my lunch on me. Safety glasses. Gloves, if I needed gloves on, but I'm only cutting this stuff. So I got my glasses on. Let me cut my legs, then I can put the saw away and start building them. Recording?
Yeah, I never stopped it.
I unplugged the mic, so hopefully you can hear this, but all I'm going to do, I have all my cuts done now. 8 legs, 4 I-beams, and the 2 struts. So I'm going to put my saw up so I can get the compressor out and my nail gun now. I'm done cutting, and I'll get it out of my way. Alright. Oh. I hate when you do it that way. As I said, I don't have any 3-inch screws. They're out at the barn. I'm not going to go buy another box up because they're too expensive. But I do have my nail gun, and I have 3-inch coated ring shank nails, so that'll work. What I'm going to do now is make the I-beams. And just one of the 46.5-inch cuts I made, I'll lay across here, kind of center it. Again, it's not going to be exact. Make sure you're flush. So, after realizing all I had in here were 2-inch nails, because the last time I used this was out at the cabin putting the siding on. And I went in the shed to get the 3-inch nails, and guess what? They're out at the cabin. So, my 3-inch screws are out at the cabin. So what does that mean? A trip to Lowe's to buy some 3-inch screws. Because a couple boxes of the 3-inch screws were a little bit cheaper than another box of 3-inch nails. So, I'll be using exterior screws. At least they're good screws to put my I-beams together. So this is really simple to do. Just drive this in. I mean, this will hold better than the nails, so I mean it's better to do it with these anyway. When I just didn't want to have to go buy them, because I have a box out at the cabin, out at the barn. I'll put the next one on top. Relatively even.
Lady was older than you are by at least 150
You know
years.
what? I can hire another cameraman.
Okay, go for it.
You can't get another dad. Because nobody else will take you. Wow, these are really dry bits. But I was smart enough before I started this to charge all my batteries. Even though I didn't think I'd be using this. And it takes some power to drive those in. So there is my I-beam. Now, I'll show you how I'm going to do the legs. I'll make this one, then I'll turn the camera off and make the other one. All I have to do I didn't do any fancy cuts. I'm going to set this in a little bit. get this started. I'm going to bring it over to this little cutout, because then I can do the same on the other side. Have a little bit of overhang. I'm just going to drive these in. Where's the square? You can do this just like I would check. I'm going to drive two more in here. I'm going to go ahead and get this leg on. A little awkward, but we can hang. Damn. Now, this is heat-treated lumber. Pretty serious stuff. It's tough wood, considering it's just pine, I believe. Good. All right. Now, of course, if I had level ground anywhere, oh, okay. All right, you got it now? There is a very strong, very quick, free I-beam sawhorse. All right, so I got the first one built. Nick's going to teach me how I should have done it in the first place now. So, I'll let him do one. As long as all that's even on each side. Making the I-beam. Alright. Well, it's windy out. Yeah, I'm telling you, these are a very, very, very strong sawhorses. But they're basically going to be work table stands for me. Because the one thing about living here in Wheeling, it sucks at this house anyway, is I have no garage. Hang on, Nick.
You know what? I'm a professional.
I know.
You should be.
I know you're a professional. I hear it all the time.
Watching.
Usually from you, but I hear it.
Through the magic of film production, I hit your mistakes.
Oh, thank you.
Mine looks more professional. It's more square. It's level. I used half as many nails.
I use screws.
You used several nails that had to pound in with the hammer because you didn't have the right nails. I went properly and got 3-inch outdoor wood screws.
You
Self-tapping
can't
wood
spell.
screws. I ran up and picked those up. They're $8 a box.
He is
Picked up 3
such
boxes.
an ass. I swear to God, he's not my son. That's Gail's son.
I went in. I got the compound micro
you know,
saw. I was out here cutting.
He wanted
all
me
this shit.
to.
It's cutting all this wood that I've had to go pick up over the years.
He wanted me to adopt him, but
What about you?
the court wouldn't
What about
approve it
Yeah, that's what I thought. Keep talking.
because they couldn't
Keep
find
talking.
where he was hatched.
Keep talking.
You know, we're still looking to see where he was hatched.
Yes, yes.
But there's our.
There's a swath of other eggs waiting. We're all about to get
Yeah,
cognizant.
I used the term swath one time,
Like
and he
15
laughed
years
at me
ago.
and laughed at me that wasn't a word. That wasn't a word.
No,
and
I said it
a
wasn't
little bit later.
word. That's
Hear
what I
him now,
said.
dear. Hear him now. And
That
then we
it
heard it on
wasn't-
TV, and
it
I
wasn't
recorded it, made
like-
him listen to it.
It wasn't a word.
So now
that
he
was-
uses it all the time.
I don't.
And every time he uses, he gives a nod to his dad for teaching him one more thing.
Is that what you want to finish with?
But yeah,
'Cause
there's
we're gonna
our
have an
I-beam.
accidental fire.
There's our I-beam
keep going.
sawhorses, free with pallet wood, and now we can go to work.
Yeah, mine looks better.
See, they're stackable too.
Actually, yeah.
Look
It
at
didn't
that.
turn out too bad though.
Yeah,
For
in
free-
reality.
for
Oh,
free,
kidding aside.
3 minutes worth of cutting and 5 minutes worth of
know.
drilling in, and your 40-minute tirade about how you didn't have enough nails in the shed.